Guys, today's video I'm back working on like my fleet, like not this truck but my Camaro. So I've got a bunch of cars that well, they've needed a lot of work lately, like this truck. I had to put brakes on it and flywheel and starter and all that stuff. We're moving on to one of my other projects, my 77 Chevy Camaro. It needs a radiator in it because it's overheating. So I'm just going through a lot of my cars, the ones that I like to drive, and I'm just trying to fix everything that's needed to be fixed on them for a while. So I'm gonna hop in my old truck here and I'm gonna head over and pick up the Camaro, and we're gonna see about putting a radiator in it. And heck, we might take it on a road trip. So I'm gonna go grab the Camaro and a radiator. Let's get it in. Oh, it sounds like I need to tighten up some belts on this thing too. But the Camaro is going to be the one today. Ever since I did the flywheel on this truck and the starter, it's been fantastic. It's such a joy to drive now. So I've been putting a lot of miles on this truck. The Camaro hadn't been driven in a while, so I was like, you know what, I need to get busy on that Camaro. Plus, I bought a radiator for it like 3 months ago, and I still hadn't put it in. Yeah. See y'all at the shop. All right, I'm over here at the shop. Pick up the Camaro. I opened up the door, and I went to go crank up the tractor, and well, it wouldn't crank up because the batteries are dead. So I'm gonna have to wind up buying some batteries for that tractor before it gets sold. But here's my Camaro. There's my Nova. There's the Biscayne. It's my dad's old Buick there in the corner. It's like a 93 Buick Roadmaster. Here's my 71 Chevy K5 Blazer. Then we got the Hovercraft and my 64 Buick Skylark. I know the lighting is terrible. There are no lights in this shop. I'm gonna back out this Camaro and get it to the shop. A little bit low on transmission fluid. Alright, so I had to add 2 quarts of transmission fluid. Yeah, this transmission's leaked ever since I've gotten it. I'm not exactly sure where it is leaking from. Seems like it's leaking everywhere. So I don't plan on doing a whole lot with the transmission because I would like to upgrade it to like a 700R4 performance transmission, you know, shift kit, able to handle a lot of horsepower and stuff. So when I replace the transmission, then hopefully I won't have any more fluid leaks. I've noticed, like this summer, when I was driving this thing around, it was hovering, the temperature was hovering around 200 degrees. 200, 210 degrees, which is too much. So it seemed like whenever I got down to idling and stuff, it was fine, but high RPMs, it's like the radiator couldn't keep up. So I bought a new radiator, and instead of getting an aluminum radiator that I've been getting, I got like an OEM style brass radiator, copper radiator, whatever. Alright, so we're gonna go grab the radiator from my old shop where I used to work at, and then we're gonna let this car pull off and drain the fluid and change out the radiator. This car's so good. Alright, I got the car to the shop. There's a drain on the radiator down there on the driver's side bottom of the radiator. So I'm going to reach down and I'm going to open up that valve, the drain petcock, and we're going to start draining this coolant. And then we're going to take these bolts off. I think there's 2 more on the bottom of the shroud. So I think there's 4 total. We'll move the shroud back, take these 3 bolts out, take this upper radiator mount off, 2 steel transmission lines, upper radiator hose, bottom radiator hose. It's actually a pretty simple job. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take my transmission lines loose. Oh wow, they are tight. Fortunately, I have this nice little pipe wrench. Works great, keeps you from screwing up the ends. So I'm looking inside of this radiator, and it's got a lot of debris in there, a lot of white corrosion inside the radiator. So most likely the coolant system hasn't been flushed out like it's supposed to, and it's just kind of corroded over time. Alright, so I'm undoing the upper transmission line, and I'm giving the transmission fluid a chance to just kind of drain into the transmission. So I believe these screws right here are going to be 3/8. I'm going to get a 3/8 ratchet and socket. I'm going to take the upper shroud loose. I'm gonna add fresh 50/50 coolant, because there's no telling how long the old coolant's been in there. So, fresh coolant. This is 100%. I'm gonna add water to the mix. 50/50. That's what you want. Okay guys, next day we are starting our 400 mile round trip. Now forgive me if, well, I kind of screwed up this morning. When I went to go get in the car, got a buddy of mine with me right now, we shot a video and, well, accidentally, didn't know it was on time lapse. So I didn't get the actual start of the trip. I just got to looking at the camera and realized I messed up. So we're halfway through our trip right now. Car's doing great. It's made a couple of strange sounds. Yeah. That both of us were like, that was a funny sound. And, well, I hadn't done it in a while, so maybe we're okay. Some jerk pulling in front of me, slowing me down. But we've got an hour and 30-minute drive the rest of the way. So we will see y'all at the shop, where I'm going to hand off some straps to John so he can go to the racetrack and use my car trailer. And I got to grab a part off of our latest project because I got to do some modifications to it. So we will see you at the shop. Okay, at this moment, I'm just cruising the rest of the way on time lapse. Yeah, I did it again. I drove up thinking I wasn't on time lapse, and well, I hate that I did it, but I talk about how beautiful the car is and how it made it on that trip. Then I'm going to go walk into the shop and give John these straps that I'm pulling out of the trunk. And I find that John is, well, he's working on his car in the shop. He just did all 4 brakes, throwing them the bag. I'm asking him, yeah, that's a big crack in that rotor. I'm asking him how the brake job went. He didn't have any problems. I'm so embarrassed this happened. Fantastic. It was making some funny noises that I still haven't been able to figure out, but it did it. The car looks great. It drives great. I'm glad I did this trip. I also got to deliver the straps for John, and I had to pick up that part that I've got to get milled in the morning for next week's project. So, guys, I guess that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Next week, who knows, I'll do something else. I will be getting to the 57 Chevy project again eventually, but I don't know if I've told y'all, but I went to get more parts for my car, and it turns out that some more parts were stolen at the at the same time as the last time. I just didn't catch it. So I'm kind of on hold on the 57. I could go ahead and finish the project if I put an automatic in it, but I'm totally against putting an automatic in the car because I want a 4-speed or 5-speed manual transmission. So let me know if y'all want me to go ahead and put an automatic in it, go ahead and keep working on the 57, or try to get the parts that I need for a manual transmission. Let me know in the comments. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch y'all later. Ooh, that was a long trip. P.S. The tractor was sold. Guy didn't even try to talk me down. Happy Father's Day, Dad.